Today I would like to share with you one very important concept on a specific aspect. This important concept is the concept of the law of cause and effect, or mostly known as karma, which is the fact that every action we do brings a result, and that there is no result that we experience that was not at some point caused by us. So everything that we experience is a result of some action that at some point was created. So, what is actually, if we need to point out the finger at what is karma and how the karma manifests, if we need really to point out the finger to no, okay, where is it? Karma, it manifests mainly through what is called the mental factor of intention, which is basically, for those that have seen the 51 mental factors, it's part of the 5 omnipresent mental factors. And it's called intention, which basically is our motivation. The basis of our intention, the basis of our motivation, that's where actually action happens. We have karma of mental mind, of speech, and of body. I can have do physical actions, verbal actions, and only mental actions. But in all these actions, the intention is always there. And what determines our action is most of all our own intention. Okay? But today that's not the subject. About karma, explaining how karma works and so on. That's not the subject. The other point is that how karma manifests. When the karma ripens, because the action is like a seed that we plant, and then suddenly there are the conditions, and then this seed ripens and gives its own fruits. How does that fruit bear? How does the karma manifest its results? Through the mental factor called sensation. Through our own sensation. Actually, sensation is the way how we experience the world, how we judge reality even. For example, if we go through an experience, we meet a person, we eat some food, we do a job, whatever it happens. Which is our basis of reference to say if it was something positive or negative, if it was good or if it was bad? Most of all, it's our sensation. If we have a good sensation of pleasure, oh, it was good. It was a bit weird, I couldn't understand it, but it was good. If it was something that on the other side, the sensation was not good, you could say, oh, look, it was beautiful, it was nice, but something was not okay, I didn't have a good feeling out of it. I didn't feel comfortable, I was not well, so it was not good. And actually, it's through sensation that karma manifests. So, whenever a negative karma manifests, it manifests through the sensation of suffering. Whenever a positive karma manifests, it manifests through the sensation of pleasure. A neutral karma to the sensation of neutrality, which means no suffering or pleasure, a neutral sensation. So, in the moment that what creates our sensations is not only the conditions around us, but mainly the causes that we have created in the past, which we call karma, which I'm sorry, but there is not a real word in English to translate it, because the concept doesn't exist originally. In Sanskrit, it's called punya and papam. In Tibetan, it's a dikpa and sonam, which is basically, which we call positive actions and negative actions, or positive causes and negative causes. And the fact is that for us to generate the sensation of well-being, of pleasure, we must have created the causes. Otherwise, we are not able to generate that inner sensation of pleasure. And the point I want to come is that there are some states of mind, such as the mind of satisfaction, the mind of acceptance, of love, of compassion, of peace, of wisdom, of the correct view of reality, and so on. And ultimately we call bodhicitta, the mind of enlightenment. All these states of mind, very positives, they bring to the person that is in such state of mind a sensation of well-being and peace. So what happened is that in order to be able to generate these states of mind in an, authentic way, we must create the causes in order to be able to generate that state of mind. It's not just a matter of thinking about it and studying about it and meditating about it. That's all important, but that's not enough. It's like Shantideva states very clear in the Bodhisattva Charavatara, where he says, first he states the importance of the mind of enlightenment, of love and compassion of bodhicitta. Then how to generate this mind. But just after that, he gives a whole chapter which says how to sustain that state of mind. It's like if we first learn how to hold something in our hands, even though it's very good, but after we need to know how to keep it, right? And our experience is what? When we generate a state of peace and joy, does it stay like that, our mind? Or at some point it fades away and it becomes unsatisfaction and suffering or whatever? No? Normally we are not able to keep a peaceful state of mind for a long period. It's like as if we are holding something in our hands and suddenly our arms start to get tired. It's like if it's missing the force, the inner strength to keep that pure state of mind, that positive state of mind. So, what happened is that truly it is actually very important for us to generate the strength necessary, the force, the inner strength necessary to uphold our states of mind that brings us joy and well-being. And this is what we call accumulating merit. It is said very clearly in all the teachings that without the accumulation of merit, without the purification of our negative karma, it doesn't matter how much we study, it doesn't matter how much we meditate, we cannot develop the true state of renunciation, love towards oneself, bodhicitta, correct view of reality, and any other deeper states, positive states of mind. The realizations, which is the real development of the states of mind within ourselves, they depend not only on an understanding, but they depend most of all on creating the causes to be able to generate that inner state of mind. And that's why it's so important to create such causes, to generate such causes, in which normally it's called the importance of generation of accumulation of merit and purification of our negativities. Okay? So, this is the essence of this point. Then comes the next part, which is, okay, if it's so important to accumulate merits, how to do that? How do I do it? Okay. There are many, many ways how to do that, but we will start sharing few of them today. So, one of the ways to understand the importance of accumulating merit to accumulate merit and purify our negativities, this is the importance of the preliminary practices. The preliminary practices are practices that were taught in order to help us to develop the basis, which is to accumulate merits, to purify our negativities, to request the blessings in order to create the connection with the sacred, in order to be able to realize teachings, to realize love and compassion and wisdom and so on within us. The first of the preliminary practices is the practice of cleaning. And that's a very simple but very powerful practice. And how did it start? In the time of Buddha, there was a family of Brahmins. And in this family of Brahmins, they had a problem that whenever they had a child, this child would die with few weeks, would not be able to survive after birth. So they came and one sage man told them, okay, when you had your next child, give this child to the hand of a young woman and tell her to go to some road somewhere and ask for every person that is passing on the road to ask the blessings to the child. So, at that moment, when the child was born, they gave to a very dedicated girl, and this girl took the boy to a big road. And the name of the boy was named after that. After the name of the boy was Big Road. Okay. And Mahapantaka. And then what happened was that in that way, many people passed on that road and gave their blessings, which was, oh, may you have a long life, may you have good health, oh, may you always be patient, or whatever. Each one was there and giving their best wishes for the child. And then the child survived, and he grew up as a very good boy, strong and intelligent boy. After some time, they had another child. And this other child, they did the same thing. They gave in the hand of a girl, but for whatever reason, they gave to a very lazy girl. And then the girl was taking the boy and then actually just took her to a very small road because she didn't want to walk for long. And then nobody was passing this road. She was waiting. Finally, someone passed and gave one blessing. So thanks to that, finally, anyhow, the boy survived, but he was not very intelligent. He became quite a stupid boy. He was not able to understand things clearly. He was not doing bad things, but he could not put things together in his mind. He was not able to understand things clearly. But he was always venerating his brother. So he was called Small Road. Chotrapantaka. So he was the small road, and he was always venerating his brother. So at one point, his brother became a monk following Buddha, a disciple of Buddha. And after some time, he was an important monk in the Sangha of Buddha. He was very knowledgeable and a very important monk also. And so his brother wanted to become a monk and went there and became a monk also. So Big Road had the role to teach Small Road. And anything he was trying to teach him, he needed to learn the prayers by heart. But the Small Road was not able to learn the prayers by heart. He would if he needed to learn Namo Gurubhye, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya, he would teach him the first line, Namo Gurubhye, and he would memorize with a lot of effort the whole day reciting around Namo Gurubhye. When he get to the next day, he would learn Namo Buddhaya. But when he would learn Namo Buddhaya, he would have already forgotten Namo Gurubhye. So he was not ever. When he would learn the first line, he would go to the second. Then when he would learn the second line, he would have forgotten the first. Then he would go back again to the first, and then he forgot the second. So he was never able to go on. And even the peasants, the people that were around working in the fields and so on, that would listen him repeating all the time the prayers that he was learning, they already memorized it just by listening to him, and he could not learn it yet. So one day his brother got completely upset, desperate, and said, how can I do to teach this boy? I don't know how to teach my brother. It's too difficult. He's not able to learn. So he scolded him very badly. And I think he hit him and said, you don't understand anything. It's impossible to teach you something. And then Small Road, he was so upset. And he said, he felt very guilty. And he said, my brother that is so patient is such a good person. Not even him can teach me, I am completely hopeless. There is nothing that I can do. I am not dignified enough to be here. I'm no one. Better I go away. So he left. And he was crying, and he left crying. And as he was going out crying, at a certain point he met Buddha. And as he met Buddha, Buddha asked, oh, my son, what have happened to you? And he said, oh, Buddha, I don't have the dignity to be here. I'm not able to do anything. I cannot even learn one prayer. And my brother that is so grateful to me, so patient, I was able even to take away his patience. I don't want to harm him and anyone. Better I go away. And Buddha said, no, I have something for you to do. Come here. And Buddha put him to clean the prayer hall, the place where all the monks were normally chanting and gathering to meditate. His job was just to clean it. So he had a broom and he would clean it. And he was doing it very happily. Finally, he had something to do there. So he was cleaning, and when he finished to clean one part, he would go to finish the second part. When he was cleaning when he finished the second part, the first one was dirty again, and he stayed the whole day cleaning. So he went on and on this cleaning, and then one time, suddenly he realized something deeply within himself. not conceptually. He simply realized, he said, what Buddha told me to clean was not the external dirt, was my internal dirt. The dirt is not the dirt of sand. The dirt is the dirt of anger. And I need to eliminate it I need to clean it with compassion. The dirt is the dirt of miserliness, and I need to clean it with generosity. And he started to understand that the dirt was not external dirt, but it's internal dirt. So he started cleaning and cleaning and cleaning with that intention in mind. And the more he would do it, the more clear it would become. And he went on and on like this, cleaning and cleaning, but with the intention to clean his own. So as he was cleaning, he was recognizing his defilements, and he was recognizing the antidotes, and he was putting a lot of energy in that way. And through that, he was able truly to clear his mind. And after that, by receiving the teachings and so on, he was able to gain the realizations of eliminating one's own ignorance much before than many others that were already there before of him, and that were supposedly more intelligent. So, since that time came the tradition of cleaning. The tradition of cleaning as the first of the preliminary practices. Even the Dalai Lama in Tibet, that was the king of Tibet, he was the most respected master in the whole of Tibet. He had his own broom with a yellow cloth on it, remembering that was his own broom, which he would clean the meditation place before we're going to meditate. No? One day explaining this, a friend of mine said, now I understand why when I was in Nepal, in the house of a Tibetan family, there was the man of the house. He would wake up every morning very early before going to work, and he would go to the prayer hall in the house, the small prayer meditation room, and he would stay half an hour cleaning the floor, which was already clean. But he would take and he would stay like on the stone floor, and he would stay cleaning and cleaning and cleaning and doing mantras and cleaning and cleaning and cleaning for half an hour. And then after that, he would make the offerings, and then he would sit to meditate. He was doing his practice. The reason why we clean is not because it's dirty. It's because we clean our mind. So, what is the result if we are really doing it in the right way? By cleaning externally, by cleaning with the intention, I want to clear away my defilements. The dirt is not external dirt, it's the dirt of my anger, the dirt of my insatisfaction, my unlimited attachment, my hatred, my miserliness, my envy, my jealous, my fear, and so on. This is what I'm cleaning. And as we clean that, the more we clean outside, physically, there is a moment in which we develop a specific way of inner clarity. Suddenly, we understand something with a level of clarity that normally we don't have. And then suddenly it gives a special state of joy to ourselves also, this part of cleaning outside. It's a joy that comes from within. And then from that we go to meditate. That's the next step. But this external cleaning, it's a very powerful tool actually to purify our negativities and to accumulate merit also, which is very, very important. It is the first of all. And it's not something, this is just for beginners. No, it's for all of us. We can clean the temple, we can clean our house, we can clean a public space, anywhere. But with the intention which is, I want to may all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and its causes. And I want to make that happen. I want to help everyone. And for that, I must eliminate my defilements. For that, I must develop my qualities. And for that, now I clean. And as I clean, I imagine that I'm taking away the dirt of my own defilements and that of others also. I can imagine someone that I love. I can imagine all other sentient beings together being clean, their negativities also. Or I can focus on my own. But as I clean away the negativities completely. And as I am cleaning the way, slowly you will see that the mind becomes more clear. Like we're able to see reality in a more clear way. We're able to see ourselves in a more clear way. We are able to feel things better. And it gives a specific state of joy. But it's not enough to do it once when we develop this joy for cleaning. Okay, now I've done it. No need to do anymore. No. It's something that we need to constantly do. I remember my teacher in Latvia, he would wake up every morning at 3 o'clock in the morning. He would first clean, then meditate. And it's not a matter of cleaning because it's dirty. It's a matter of cleaning as a part of our own spiritual practice, of doing this external movement in order to clean, to do an internal movement of purification and cleaning our own mind. Okay? So this is a very powerful practice. Very simple, but very powerful. Even when we wash ourselves in the morning, we can do it with the mantras of Vajrasattva and the purification of the elements, and imagine as we do it that we purify our own body, our own minds. That's also very powerful to do. But to do this external, this physical act of cleaning outside, it has a big benefit also to clean inside. Okay? So this is something that it's actually a very powerful tool, a very powerful practice. Then after that, there are many others, but this is the first one and a very simple that all of us can do and should do. Okay? Chetsun lame kutse rapten chi namkar chinle chochur gepadang losan tempe dreme sasomge drove musel tatu negyurchi Nimo dele tsendele nime kuyan dele kshin Nintzen takto delekpe koncho sumke jingelo koncho sumke ngodrup tsol koncho sumke trashishon. At dawn or dusk, at night or midday, may the three jewels grant us their blessings. May they help us to achieve all realizations and sprinkle the path of our lives with various signs of auspiciousness.